Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Thursday, January 30th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some NHL action this Thursday evening. The San Jose Sharks versus the Seattle Kraken. We are just waiting for Iowa State and Kansas State to wrap up here on ESPN, some women's college hoops. And as soon as that game is up, then we will transition into the Sharks and the Kraken. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And again, we'll be doing this particular camera angle when we end up calling the matchup, going over the line changes and the action. And then every once in a while, we'll periodically go here. So that way, when someone wants to be able to see any of the scores at the top of the screen, the score itself, and I will be updating the score in the ticker once we go big like this. Hope everyone is doing well. Megan in the building. What's good? Hopefully the Kraken can end up winning this matchup, and I'm really excited about this. Normally, when the Seattle Kraken end up matching up against another team, we normally don't necessarily have a first pick in the draft, and we got Macklin Celebrini, and he's actually been like Connor Bedard. He actually has lived up to the billing as being the number one pick. So I haven't got to watch a full game of him just yet, the number one pick in the draft. And this is a winnable game for the Seattle Kraken. And hopefully, after falling short the last few matchups, that we can finally find a way to get a dub here at home, defend the deep, release the Kraken. And I'm also watching the Blazer game right now against the Orlando Magic, Rip City. We're at home. We started off down 10-0, and we've caught up now. It's 24-17 Magic, but we'll see how it goes. And we have 1.3 seconds left with Iowa State and Kansas State. Deep three off the glass and no good, and we're going into overtime. And unfortunately, the bad thing is when a game goes into overtime, we just have to wait. Now the puck drop is going to be delayed 15 minutes, and we're going to have to wait until roughly 7:45, 10:45 Eastern, 7:45 Pacific. So we're going to have to wait for overtime to end, and they will transition from this college women's hoops game into the Kraken and the Sharks. Let's go. Sarah in the building. What's good? And I know, obviously, being a little bit later, if you got work and whatnot, I'm not sure if you have work tomorrow or not, or if you do have it off Friday and Monday. I know you were saying that you got some time off coming up, but I couldn't remember what. But if you are able to stay for the whole stream or a majority of the stream, that would be great. But if you have to go, I get it. But if you could help me with the, likes and the, obviously, the donos, that would be fantastic. Hope that you're having a good day. Absolutely. Let's go. Jerry, he said, let's eat 100 donuts. Well, that could get some diabetes for you, but hey, I don't know about that. 27-19 Magic. Oh, you got graveyard. Well, maybe you do need to eat 100 donuts then to stay awake. But we do have a winter storm approaching Oregon, and obviously it probably will be very tame compared to a lot of y'all that live in the Midwest or the East Coast, but we are a little excited about it here in Oregon and Washington. But again, I don't really know what we're going to get. It sounds like Saturday and Sunday we're going to get rain and snow, so we'll see if it sticks. And then let's see, Saturday and Sunday, rain and snow, a little bit of a mix, and then the forecast before had it a few days like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday snow, but now they've adjusted it to only next Friday. So it might be pretty tame. So it looks like over the weekend, wait a few days, and then the following weekend, maybe on a Friday, we're going to get a little bit of snow. But good luck to your graveyard shift. Donuts might be a key, whether you drink energy drinks, coffee, donuts, whatever you need. 27-19 Magic on the Portland Trailblazers, Rip City. And obviously we have Kansas State up Iowa State 74-71 in overtime, and it's only 5-minute period. So I would assume we are going to have a women winner here on the ESPN Big 12, obviously, matchup, and then we'll get into the Kraken and the Sharks roughly in about 11 minutes. So this is going to be one of the later streams that we've done since maybe the Seattle Mariner regular season. Polo back for the M's. And see, the thing is for maybe someone that doesn't watch every single game like yourself, which I, understand that might be like a good thing for a casual Mariner fan or someone that kind of checks in here and there. But for a lot of us, we're not really too thrilled about this. He wasn't very good for us, and we were kind of hoping that he would go. And not only that, is that not only do we bring him back because he's not very good as a hitter or defensively, now we're going to put him at third base. He can't even play second base. How the hell is he going to play third base? So I don't really know. I mean, I'm kind of used to this with the Mariners being cheap and stupid. And you see the Dodgers and all the contenders spending money on good players, and Seattle just sits there and does absolutely fucking nothing. The owners are terrible. Again, they don't spend any money. And again, bringing back guys like Polo and, guys like when we had Garv, we made a mistake. And instead of moving on, in the offseason, we brought in a bunch of, no-name players. And we'll see if they end up, making the rotation. But now we really have to bank on our farm system. We have the number one farm system in the MLB. We can't afford to trade away any of those guys. And we have to pray that those guys end up panning out to replace guys like Polo and others that just aren't good enough. Again, the infield looks really, really weak. And again, I know the outfield will be pretty good with Julio, and we know that we're getting there with like Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena. But as far as the infield, with like Dylan Moore and JP and Tyler Locklear, and if you're going to move Polo to third base, he can't even play second. So I don't really know what to expect. And I also ended up sharing a really brilliant video that went in discussing, and this is from people in Seattle, that Seattle Mariners actually have the hardest ballpark to hit at out of any ballpark in MLB. And on top of that, just having struggling hitters in the hardest, park to hit at, not ideal. So that's why so many free agents that come to Seattle, when they have a good batting average, they get a bunch of home runs, they look awesome, and then they come to Seattle and they fucking suck. So it's partly the ballpark and it's partly the individual. But I hope it works out for Polo. But I'm not really holding my breath. But again, we'll see where it goes. But I think for a lot of us OGs, we were not really too thrilled with the idea of Polo coming back. And then on top of that, him switching positions and going to third base. To go from Eugenio Suarez, right, good vibes only. We loved him. They got rid of him because they got cheap. They brought in Rojas. Rojas was decent, but not as good as Eugenio Suarez. And it seems like we're getting worse and worse at third base, which is not ideal. It's a very critical position to be able to hit and defend. So, I got to keep it real. I'm always going to keep it honest. And again, there's some aspects of Polo's game that I liked at the end of the season when he actually started hitting. But he definitely is a liability defensively. And if you can't play defense in baseball, you're probably not going to be playing too much, obviously, in the regular season. So, Cat in the building. What's good? And that's why it's my job here to be able to educate, everyone, for being someone that pretty much watches every single game of the Mariners, beginning to end. And, they ended up sending a post on the projected lineups for potentially next year. And it's kind of disgusting because it literally looks like the same team that we had last year. So you got Victor Robles in right field. We love him. Victor Robles is one of the most valuable pieces on the team. Love it. Julio Rodriguez, bounce back year, hopefully 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, or if we're really lucky, 40-40. Love Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod, my boy. Cal Raleigh, the most valuable piece on the team at catcher, and obviously for leadership, defense, he's the man. Cal Raleigh is the best player on the team. Then you got Randy Arozarena that we brought in from the trade deadline. Not as consistent as Victor Robles, but we like him. Luke Raley, potentially at first. I don't mind that. I like Luke Raley. We brought in Solano. Garver is still with the team. Haniger is still with the team. And I know people are kind of wondering, what are we doing here? But Solo, Garver, and Haniger, that's not good enough for the DH position. They're going to potentially move Polo to third base or add him to the list to DH. Dylan Moore at second base, and then J.P. Crawford at shortstop. So it's pretty much the same team that we had besides bringing in Solano and then a few other lower name players in this offseason. So, and if you look at the Dodgers, they spent like another $1 billion, brought in like fucking 15 new players on top of just winning the World Series and having the best team top to bottom already. Now it's like the Dodgers literally have like 2 starting teams. Like their bench could probably beat the Mariners, with all their bench pitchers and their backups. It's just ridiculous. But, I guess it is what it is. 81-73, Kansas State up on Iowa State. So we are going to get a victory here. 2 minutes left in overtime for college women's hoops. And we will be getting into the Kraken action, hopefully here within the next 4 to 5 minutes. But it shows you, the difference between organizations that are smart and that have owners that are willing to spend. And then you're getting, organizations that are cheap. They don't care about winning. They just want to be able to profit. And it's sad because Seattle Mariner fans and Pacific Northwest fans are some of the most loyal and passionate fans. But, if you keep not doing anything, eventually those season ticket, holders are not going to be season ticket holders anymore. And they're just going to watch, from home, or they're going to boycott the team. And that's kind of a sad thing to say. I never will boycott the team. I'm going to watch no matter what. I'm going to be a fan throughout, the whole experience. But it would be kind of nice if we were able to pull the trigger, on guys in the off season that are good, instead of waiting until like we overachieve and then we need to make a move at the deadline just to maybe make the playoffs or maybe not. And that's kind of been the MO for the Mariners. So, I don't really know what to expect, but I'm hoping that we overachieve and we can make the playoffs. But in reality, it's not like Seattle has any chance of making the World Series or winning it, at this time. But at least our pitching staff is top 5 overall. And we have the number 1 farm system. But again, we can't afford to trade away any of our studs for some bums that they think that have potential. So hopefully we can keep all of the farm guys. And when they are ready to come up, they can replace guys like Polo and the others that need to be replaced. And then maybe we can actually have a decent roster. Big facts. Yeah. I mean, and again, we have some good players: Robles, Julio, Cal, Randy, Luke Rayleigh, J.P. Crawford, even though he kind of struggled last year and he got hurt. But then the real question will be Dylan Moore, Polanco, and then the rotation of Solano, Garver, Haniger, DHing. I mean, we need someone better than that. And I imagine, at the trade deadline, they'll probably be looking at like a DH, kind of candidate like the Mike Ford, Carlos Santana, Jared Vogelback, those type of, big guys, that maybe can't really play defense, but they can just hit. But again, we'll have to wait and see how it all progresses. 85-75, Kansas State up on Iowa State with 40 seconds to go. So thank God we're not going to have another overtime here, and then we can get into the Sharks and the Kraken. Looking forward to being able to see the number 1 pick in the draft there, Macklin Celebrini. And then, again, we've been losing quite a few matchups as of late, and, losing matchups, to teams like Edmonton, with Connor McDavid, which I assume that they would. But then you also get matchups where we have a good shot to be able to hang and win. And unfortunately, we're falling short. But again, the decision to, eliminate Grew from being on the roster was key. We had to do it at some time, and it's good that we decided to do that, now rather than later. And hopefully it'll turn into some dubs for us. But heartbreaking loss to the Ducks. That was a game that we should have won at home. But I do have a good feeling about tonight. I do think the Kraken are going to win tonight, and hopefully the Blazers win tonight as well. Denny Advia, fantastic last game, 30 points, 10 for 18, 3 for 7 from deep. And 7 from 9 from the free throw line. Denny is the man. He's at the line right now. We were down 10-0 to start the game against the Magic, and now we're only down by 5. Now we're down by 4. Let's go. Yeah, but we don't want Grew to come back. I mean, do you? I mean, do you want to see someone give up 3, 4, 5 goals every time? Like, I think he's a cool guy. I like his personality. I think he got along with everyone in the locker room. But just the plain and simple fact is he sucks. He's just not good at this season. Much worse than he was last year. And again, it's like one thing if you give up a goal or two, and at least this year we have players that can actually score. So then when we get down by 3 or 4 goals, we're able to score 3 or 4 goals. But last year we weren't. If we were down 4-0, we might lose 4-0, or maybe we get 1. So at least we brought in guys like Chandler Stevenson and Kako, we got the right pieces, Montour. So it feels like the team is getting better, but obviously the play in net has been drastically worse. And we got Decord. Now we need someone either from Coachella or whatever decision that they decide to go to. But I don't think we want anything to do with Grew, at this point. So I mean, unless you're okay with him giving up 3, 4, 5 goals every game, because that's pretty much what he's been doing, unfortunately. So, I mean, we've already seen what he's able to do on the good side and the bad side, but it seems like everything that he's done, good was kind of in the past. I don't really see him getting any better. And sometimes you have to recognize the skill set of a player, whether it's mental, it's physical, and sometimes you have to make that hard decision, even if you like a guy personally, to move on. So, and I don't even know if anyone will claim him off waivers. I mean, that's how bad he's been. But I wish the best to him. Regardless if it's on the Kraken again and on Coachella on another team, I wish him the best. But he's just not good anymore. I mean, if we want to be able to try to get out of the gutter, we can't have that. So 38-33 Magic. And then we got 25 seconds left in this matchup with Kansas State and Iowa State. Yes, I'm excited about the Rumble as well. We got Senior Bowl tomorrow. And I think what time does let's see here. And I'm going to be doing NASCAR Cup Clash at Bowman Gray on Sunday at 5. So that'll be the first NASCAR stream that we do on Sunday. Excited about that. And then again, I think the Senior Bowl is like 11:30. So I don't know if I'll have time to do Senior Bowl and Royal Rumble. I'll probably just watch the Senior Bowl, and then we'll end up doing the Royal Rumble tomorrow in the afternoon. So this overtime game is about to wrap up. 39-33, 40-33 Magic. And finally, this women's college hoop game is wrapping up. And we're about to get into the Sharks and the Kraken. Yeah, it's all right. NASCAR isn't for everyone, but for me, it's one of my favorite things to watch. So definitely excited about that. And again, it kind of leaves a gap after the NFL, is not on Sundays. NASCAR is a good filler, on Sundays for streams when you just are looking for something to do. And then again, depending on the time and what's going on, there'll still be opportunities for the Kraken and the Blazers and other NBA games and whatnot. WWE, everything is going to be kind of filler. And here we go. We're already into the action. The puck drop already happened, and we're sitting at 0-0. Let's go. Celebrini is in already. I like seeing that. All right, let me get my volume and everything situated here. Okay, perfect. Got to win this. Let me see what we got for lines. Burakovsky, McCann, Mahura, Fieri, and Shane Wright. Decord in net, obviously. Let's go, Kraken. Come on, Kraken. Let's go, baby. Got to be good in the power play. Hopefully, Decord will give up 3 goals or less, to give us a shot. Again, kind of unfortunate that we lost a few days ago against the Ducks. That was definitely a winnable game against another team that's not very good this season. But again, even though, the record shows that, we're one of like the bottom 5, bottom 6 teams, again, the players on the team, the roster is much better than it was last year. Now it's just finding the right combination, the chemistry, getting, the right situation, the right lines, and just, hopefully we can put it together within the next couple of years. But hopefully we can win this game here tonight against the Sharks. Definitely a winnable matchup. Yeah, we've already had some line changes. Right when I looked to see, they already made the line change. So 16 minutes in, we're still knotted up here at 0. Two shots on goal for the Kraken, one for the Sharks. One big hit for the Sharks, nothing yet for the Kraken, and obviously no penalties just yet. Yeah, I would agree. I would assume so too. Saved. Good save there by Joey Decord, like that. Wish Gru could have done that. There we go. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Chandler Stevenson. Boom. 1-0 Kraken. Yes. There we go. And again, it shows you, the impact of bringing guys in like Brandon Montour, Chandler Stevenson, Paco. It's like almost a whole brand new roster of talent. And they had success, on their previous rosters, whether it be the Vegas Golden Knights, the Florida Panthers, or the New York Rangers. I like what I'm seeing here so far. 1-0 Kraken, assisted by Oliver Bjorkstrand. Let's go. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you, sports gods. Hell yeah. Nice job, Chandler. 9th goal of the season. And then previous matchups, the Sharks beat the Kraken 8-6 in November on the 29th. And then they also beat the Kraken 4-2 the day after. So we haven't even beaten the Sharks yet this season. But with a good play like that from Stevenson, we might be able to do so. Nice job, Chandler. See if I can get a crispier one here. $17, 12, and 2, 2.45 GAA. Decent save percentage. There we go. Get something a little bit better than just a graphic. And if anyone wants to be able to take a look at the lines or any of the stats, just holler, and we can always go to this particular view for a chunk of the stream or whenever, but we'll go big here for now, and then anyone that wants to see anything, we'll also update the ticker down below. Nice job, Joey. Looks like he's focused. 1-0 Kraken. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour, hour and a half, 30 to 50 if we get the volume, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go. Looks like we need one more to be able to get to double digits. We're at 9. One more to get to 10. Now we're at 10. Now we're at 11. Thank you. 9 more to go to hit the goal for the stream. Let's go. Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to get a little bit more consistent like Montour and Stevenson. But just the fact that he's on the team is pretty cool. With all things considered, sometimes, you just need a change of scenery if it's not working out on your old team. And, if anyone needs players, Seattle is probably one of the top teams that could use them. We got Bjorky, Vince Dunn, Tolvanen, Larson, and Stevenson on the line. And then Celebrini, Eklund, CC Vlasic, and Goodrow for the Sharks. 5 shots on goal for Seattle, 4 for the Sharks, but definitely aggressive. Decord, it looks like he's pretty sharp, in net so far. And again, this is a team that we should beat. They're 15-32 or 22-27. So they're 15, 32, and 6. There are, what are they? 6-16 and 5 away. We're 22, 27, and 3, 12, 12, and 3 at home. So. Yeah, you could be right. Where's that at? Is that is that in Washington? Is that in like Vancouver, BC? Is that like Canada? Where is that? I'm not familiar with that. Larson, Burakovsky, McCann, Dunn, and Shane Wright. 1-0 Kraken. Passing has been pretty crisp so far. Decord's got a head on his shoulders, good swivel. Seems like he's, feeling pretty comfortable with everything here tonight at home, and hopefully that'll continue. I would love for us to stay aggressive, though, throughout this whole matchup here tonight, all 3 periods. And then tomorrow on Friday, we might end up just doing like a, NFL, Q&A type of just, talking about the Super Bowl or NFC, AFC championship game results and whatnot, something like that, unless there's something worthy to do on the NBA side. I do believe Giannis and Wemby are playing tomorrow. So if I don't do an NFL like freestyle stream, maybe I'll go that route. Let me see. I don't know if that is correct, but I could have sworn it was Bucks Spurs tomorrow. Yeah, Bucks Spurs tomorrow at 5. So Giannis, Dame, Wemby, that would be enough for me to catch my interest. So maybe we'll do that. And we can still talk about NFL and anything else. Saturday is a Senior Bowl in the morning. I'll be watching that. And then we got WWE Royal Rumble. So we'll be doing Royal Rumble on Saturday for the stream. And then we'll be doing the first race for the NASCAR 2025 season, Clash at Bowman Gray. And that'll be at 5 o'clock on Fox Pacific on Sunday. So a little bit of everything each day. You never know what the event may be. Might be basketball one day, hockey the next, wrestling the next after that, NASCAR after that. But I'm definitely excited to be able to, grind it out in this time as we're transitioning, obviously, into February, then March Madness. And then obviously as we get into April, we'll be doing a lot of baseball. Commercial break, 1-0 Seattle. Wow, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine it being that hot. Nice start from Chandler Stevenson. Let's go, baby. All right, Blazers have the lead, 51-46. Let's go. Got a double dip here. We got Leah Hextall on the mic. I would assume relation to Ron. Is that Ron's wife or someone related to, Hextall isn't really that common of a last name. Cole in the building. What's good? $56-46 Blazers here in Rip City. Hell yeah, there we go. Down 10-0. Now we got a 10-point lead. Five and 1 in the last 6 games for the Blazers. So again, I'm going to try to do more Blazer matchups when they're playing. If there's a other matchup that's decent when the Blazers have the day off, like tomorrow with the Milwaukee Bucks, Dame and Giannis versus Wemby. I'm definitely going to be intrigued by that. That'll be something that I'll probably be watching anyway. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. I haven't seen a Bucks Spurs matchup this season yet. So I like Dame. I like Giannis. I like Wemby. So, 3 players that, are just like SGA last night that I really enjoy watching. So I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific, Royal Rumble on Saturday, and then NASCAR on Sunday. Should be fun. And then Monday Night Raw on Monday after Royal Rumble, which is going to be a awesome show. Should be a lot of surprises. And again, any Monday Night Raw after a big pay-per-view or PLE, like SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, it ends up being usually must-see TV. So 1-0 Kraken, 6 shots on goal for Seattle, and the Sharks are right there with them with 6 now. They were at 4. And let's take a look at the lines that we have right now. They've been moving lines pretty frantically on both sides. Larson, Stevenson, Bjorkstrand, Dunn, and Tolvanen declared in net here tonight. Oh, the Brazilian national team. All good, bro. Nice to see you here. Now Larson, Burakovsky, McCann, Dunn, and Wright. Passing has been pretty crisp so far. Let's take a look at the other statistics. 7 shots on goal apiece. Hits pretty even. Sharks got a 2-hit lead and no penalties so far for the Kraken or the Sharks. And it's kind of nice, to not have 1, 2, 3, or 4 goals already scored on us at this point when we're looking up, trying to catch up already in the first period. It's nice to actually have a 1-goal lead, even though we'll see if it sticks, obviously throughout the whole matchup. But I like being up 1-0 rather than being down 2, 3, 4 goals early on. Let's go. And if you're just hopping in, Chandler Stevenson with his 9th goal of the season, assisted by Bjorkstrand and Tolvanen. 56-46 Blazers up by 10 on the Magic. Definitely Seattle, very desperate. Once we figure out, the situation in net, I think everything else will kind of fall into place. But giving up 3, 4, 5 goals every game, that ain't going to cut it. Montour, Stevens, Tanev, Cartier, and Alexiak. This is a decent line here. Maddie, Brandon Tanev, Montour. Come on, baby. getting chippy out there, but of course, if Tanev is out there, it's going to be extra chippy. Icing on the Kraken. 59-49 Blazers, 2:21 before halftime. Nice to see the Blazers starting to turn the page here, even though we're a very young team right now. Cole with $1. Appreciate that. It's always good to be able to get something started early, especially when we have Blazers or something else that obviously could have been done. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little cactus jack, bang bang. We're at 1:99 to go. What do you want to see for a photo, Cole? You got a specific F1 photo, or you got a driver in mind that you want to be able to see, or do you got an NHL player that you want to be able to showcase on screen? Let me know, and I got you. Appreciate you very much. All right, good choice. Offsides there on the Sharks. Taylor Stevenson with the goal. Let's try to get some Vince Dunn photos here while we have a commercial break here quickly. Trying to go through to see if there's other Vince Dunn photos that are worthy, but a lot of them are not really the greatest, and some of them are kind of not the right size either. I'm still looking. And anything I find, it's like, let's see. Maybe this one will convert. Here we go. But unfortunately, a lot of the Dunn photos don't want to really convert, but at least have a couple. This one doesn't fit full screen, but close. Let's go, baby. 1-0 Kraken against the San Jose Sharks. 62-53 Blazers against the Orlando Magic. Appreciate you. Another $1. We're at $2.98 to go. Every dollar counts. Remember that. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. I appreciate that. Good half so far for the Blazers. 1-0 Kraken. Stevenson, Bjorkstrand, Dunn, Tolvanen, and Larson on the line. Commercial break, 1-0 Seattle. Schwartz, Mahura, Fury, Kako, and Matty Beniers. Any other player that you want to be able to see besides Vince Dunn? I'm looking to see if there's anything else that I can convert, but not many options. Celebrini, we'll see if he ends up getting into some action here tonight as well. Maybe Matty Beniers as well. But definitely wanting to be able to see Macklin Celebrini do his thing. Schwartz, Beniers, Alexiak, Montour, and Kako. This is an interesting line here. Might be able to get some production here in the last, 4 minutes to go. 9 shots on goal for the Sharks, 8 for Seattle, 1-0 lead. And again, it seems like, we are playing aggressive. We haven't really had to worry about power plays or penalties just yet. It's been pretty clean. Hasn't been too chippy just yet. But we'll see how that goes as we go into the second and third period. Good save there by Decord. Line change, Burakovsky, McCann, Mahura, Fleury, and Wright for Seattle. Got 3 minutes to go here in the first period, 1-0 Seattle. I imagine there's a lot of athletes that are like that. I don't think it's just going to be, Deshaun Watson, and then obviously we've seen some of these reports, from Justin Tucker, and some of the, tweets and other information were from like 4 years ago. So it sounds like he's kind of a repeat offender and whatnot. But I like I said, I imagine that this behavior, happens with NBA athletes, all across the board, NFL, you don't hear about it, but that doesn't mean that these things aren't happening, with professional athletes, in all 4 major sports and whatnot. Obviously, bodies get sore, and obviously treatment is needed. But then you always get, these certain athletes that want to push the boundaries and, taking it from being professional to unprofessional. So we'll find out all the details with Jay Tuck, moving forward. But definitely not a good look, to be associated with like the Deshaun Watson type of stuff. But it won't be the last athlete in the NFL that we hear that is guilty of this, for sure. Another line change, Larson, Stevenson, Dunn, Tolvanen, and Bjorkstrand. Decord done a fantastic job so far. He's locked in. And we got Goodrow, Kunin, Ferraro, Kovalenko, and Liljegren for the Sharks. Yeah, but again, if you got someone that continues to do it over and over and over with different people, eventually, someone will speak up. Regardless if they get hush money or they're afraid to say something because people are going to think that they're lying or whatever. But again, you got to be able to stand up for yourself, and if something wrong happened, be brave, and the facts will come out, and we'll figure out how much of a creep Jay Tuck is or isn't. I mean, he wasn't a very good kicker this year. I mean, but prior to this year, he was like Hall of Fame, one of the most accurate of all time. And then this year kind of had a fall off year. But a lot of kickers, struggled with extra points and field goals. But we'll find out some more info. Larson, Stevenson. Now we got a line change again. McCann, Burakovsky, Montour, Wright, and Alexiak. Yeah, and they were also saying even years ago in like 2021, 2022 that, there were some locations that he was supposedly banned, but again, just because a like little newspaper thing, comes out, we want to make sure that we're getting, the proper facts. Sometimes people are looking for like a payday, a get rich quick kind of scheme and whatnot. So, not everyone's intentions are pure, athletes or, these other people. So, but, based off the stuff that was out, definitely looks like he's guilty, but we'll wait and see. And the Sharks get one past Joey. Damn it. And we're knotted up at 1. Kind of blindsided him there. Carl Grunstum with the goal, assisted by Will Smith. Yeah, hit the skate off of Wright and it went in. So it really even wasn't Carl. I mean, Carl started it, but then it was like we kind of just scored the goal on ourselves right there. That's tough. Shane Wright is sick. DeCord is sick. But again, 1-1. If they get a cheapie, based off of us kind of knocking it in ourselves off our own player's skate, so be it. Second goal this season for Carl Grunstrom, but you should probably give that goal to Shane Wright instead. And both in the last 8 games for Carl. And now we're knotted up here at 1. I mean, it was right in front of the goalie, though, so there really wasn't an opportunity for the defense to, kind of set a little area up to protect DeCord. It was just kind of like, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, like a normal, just kind of routine skating around, and a shot was attempted and went off, the skate and then kind of flipped in. So kind of a freakish play, but, it is what it is. Less than a minute to go. We're knotted up here at 1. McCann, Burakovsky, Montour, Wright, and Alexiak on the ice. 11 shots on goal for the Sharks, 8 for the Kraken. And again, when goals and games are like this, there's nothing really too much to worry about. It's like, when we're down 3 or 4 goals early on, and then, this year we're able to kind of respond eventually and get a few goals to make it close compared to like last year's team where if we were down, like I mentioned, like 3 or 4 goals, maybe we score 1 or we don't get any. So at least that we're able to fight back with goal scoring. It's better this year, I feel, player for player. Even though it still isn't up to the Seattle Kraken standard or the NHL standard. But end of the first period, 1-1 Sharks and Kraken. And Blazers are still at halftime here against the Magic. And that one is going to get started up here in just a moment. Well, at least Chandler Stevenson got us on the board. And we're at intermission, 62-53 Blazers. They got the Caps and the Senators. Oh, Ovechkin, 19 to pass Gretzky, 876 career goals. What an OG. They got Jets, Panthers, Flyers, Utah Hockey Club. And I heard that the Utah Hockey Club doesn't want to use the Yetis. So I'm very interested to see what Utah decides as a team name, for their hockey club. Just like the Washington football team, they settled for the Commanders. Not as cool as the Redskins, but I think it is starting to grow on people, especially with Jaden Daniels having the success with Dan Quinn and making the NFC Championship game. So they're probably not going to be going back to the Redskins either ever or anytime soon, but it'll be interesting on what name they decide to go with for that particular squad. I'm going to turn up a little bit of the NBA here because I think that the Blazers will be back on here before the Kraken. And then I can do a little live play-by-play for that while we're waiting. Utah Outlaws, huh? All right, start of the third quarter here. Cole Anthony from Portland, Oregon, baby. And as soon as we get, obviously, intermission of the Kraken, then we'll get back into that. But I don't mind double dipping here since the Blazers are on at the same time. Blazer game started at 7. Kraken matchup started at 7:45. So this is definitely going to end sooner before the Kraken matchup. But as soon as we get into the second period here in, looks like 14 minutes, we should be able to get a little bit of this NBA action called until we get into that point. Looking to see if there's anything score-wise. Let's take a quick look. So on the NBA side, 93-87 Grizzlies. Magic obviously down to the Blazers right now, 64-53. Lakers gave the Wizards an ass whooping and won by almost 40, 134-96. Cavs beat the Hawks 137-115, and T-Wolves 138-113 over the Jazz. And let's take a quick look at the NHL scoreboard today. Flames 2, Ducks 1 in the third. Red Wings and Oilers knotted up at 2 apiece in the third. Blue Jackets and Golden Knights knotted up at 1 in the second. Sharks and Kraken at intermission, tied up 1-1, and let's go into some final scores. Jets 6, Bruins 2 final. Wild Canadians 4-0 final for the Wild. Senators 5, Caps 4, final in OT. 3-0 Lightning over the Kings. 3-2 Hurricanes over the Blackhawks, and then the last matchup, the Islanders 3-0 over the Flyers. Come on, baby. Let's go, Scoot. 53-64. Scoot's really good off the dribble and the isolation. Love me some Denny as well. Denny, Scoot, baseline foul. Tried to go for an and one, but was bumped at the hip. Shout out to Chandler Stevenson for getting us that goal early on. Scoot going to the line. Looking at the standings in the Eastern Conference, Florida, at the top there with Toronto. Then in the Metro, you got Washington and Carolina, which might be a little bit of a surprise. And then in the Western, you got Winnipeg at the top with Minnesota, and then Dallas and Colorado beneath them. and then obviously Edmonton and Vegas at the top, and Seattle second to the bottom in the Pacific. So, and obviously the only team that we're better than is coincidentally San Jose. So we can't lose to them. We have to find a way. I mean, if we can't beat the worst team in our division, I mean, we're second worst. We got to find a way. 66-53 Blazers, as we still got another 10, 12 minutes left before this second period starts. Layup for Anthony Simons, in and out with the left is no good. Fast break for the Magic. Down by 13. Rejected. And then a throwdown late by the Magic. Banquero. Paulo. He's nice. And we'll flip back here in a moment once we get into the second intermission. All-Stars Saturday night. Mac McClung trying to go for the three-peat. Just wish we had more, elite dunkers participating, but all right, come on, Blazers. 66-53, up by 13. Started off the game down 10-0. Good, no call. We need 8 more likes to be able to get to 20. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're at 12, 8 more to go to hit the goal. Let's go. Chauncey with a good challenge there. All right, come on, Blazers. Play some D. Kraken will be starting the second period here in just a couple minutes. So we're just trying to double dip, get the most out of the stream. If I can do 2 games, then we'll do that. Top of the key there for the Magic. Pick and roll. Ayton with the switch. Jumper is good. 66-55. Paolo Banchero with the jumper. Blazers still up by 11 with less than 10 minutes to go. Simons, alley-oop. Oh, and a foul. Ayton was going to throw that down on Banchero. Sarah, did you get a chance to watch the East-West Shrine matchup or no? I think a lot of people didn't get a chance to, tune in. Oregon had a couple players in the East-West Shrine, as well as they're going to have a couple in the Senior Bowl as well. But I didn't get a chance to watch all of it just because I was taking care of Paisley and trying to be a good dog father. Less than 10 minutes to go here with the Magic and the Blazers. Pick and roll at the top of the key. Good defense by the Blazers. And Denny with the foul. I don't know how much risk he got, but they're going to give it to him. First free throw is good. 68-56 Blazers. Let's go, baby. Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of the streaming links weren't even showing the East-West Shrine. I know it was on like NFL Network, but you would think that there would be more links available, even if it's kind of a lower thing to watch, lower than the Senior Bowl, but I didn't see too many opportunities. I mean, obviously I can sit there and watch in my living room on Comcast and whatnot, but Simons, top of the key for three, in and out, no good. Rebound by Paolo Bantero. Pick and roll. Floater, in and out, no good. Rebound. There we go. Blazers with the tip out. Simons. Denny for three. Advia, follow your shot. No good. There we go. Denny with the and one. There you go. Nice job, Denny. 70-57 Blazers. Here we go. I mean, we did beat the brakes off of them a couple weeks ago. But again, Denby, ugly shot there. Scoot with the save. Denny goes up, pump fake, takes the body, and gets an and one. Let's go. Nine for Denny. 71-57 Rip City. Paolo at the top of the key. Guarded by Kamara. Pick and roll. Switch with Scoot. Offensive foul. There we go. Scoot at the top of the key. Pick and roll. All the way with the left is good. Scoot. Let's go, baby. Blazers up by 16. Is that good? Now if we could just get the Kraken to play as well as the Blazers on a regular basis as of late would be great. So we got 15 entrants that are confirmed so far in the Royal Rumble. We got Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, LA Knight, yeah, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penix, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, and then we still need to figure out who the other individuals are going to be. The other 15. So we got half of the 15 that we know of. That's a deep fucking men's Royal Rumble. And then the women's is going to be badass as well. So I'm definitely excited about that. right, Kraken is going to get back started here with about 2 minutes to go. And anytime we end up, grinding it out and doing, different streams, again, every single, like and sub and view and dono really matter, again, because we're in this kind of transitional period after football. And again, for me to be able to continue to do this full time, we're going to need enough on the dono side to at least pay the internet bill and to be able to pay the streaming bill to continue to do this. So if you do enjoy this channel and everything that it provides, not only with what I do, but the people in the room, show some love. Again, this is going to be something I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. And I don't really need to be rich. I just need to be able to have enough to pay the bills. So remember that when I'm, doing these particular streams, again, there's always going to be options to do other games. So if I cater, take care of me. All right, let's switch it back over here. Let me get it loaded up again. Give me 1 sec. Here we go. I gotta switch volumes here. Cut this other volume off. Give me 1 sec. Okay, I think we're good now. Absolutely. Once I get into a commercial break, we can definitely do that. Okay, give me a sec here. All right, I think I'm good now. All right, second period has started. We're knotted up here at 1. I gotta minimize this other screen. Give me a sec. Here we go. All right, we got Schwartz, Alexiak, Montour, Kako, and Beniers. I like this line. Hopefully we can get something going here sooner than later. I got you. Okay. And hopefully we'll get some goats to possibly come through here late, even though I know it is kind of late for some of the other individuals in the Midwest or East Coast, but we could always be blessed by a OG to hop in and show some love. I definitely could use it. Things have been a little light, in January in 2025 compared to what we had in the fall and the winter. So a little concerning and alarming, if I'm being honest. But again, I'm still going to grind it out. And, we'll let the chips fall where they fall. I mean, all I need to do is just to be able to pay bills and make sure I can take care of Paisley. I mean, I don't need to be rich. 1-on-3 by Bjorky gets poked away. Tolvanen, Larson, Stevenson, Bjorky, and Dunn. 11 shots on goal for the Sharks. 1-1, 8 shots on goal for the Kraken. Line change with Larson, Stevenson, Bjorkstrand, Dunn, and Tolvanen. Kunin, Ferraro, Letlegrand, Gudera, and Kovalenko for the Sharks. Oh, Bjorky! Here we go, bang! And just like that, as I was just updating the scoreboard down on the ticker when it said tied up, and then Bjorky says, hey, Kraken up, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Nice job, Bjorky. Let's go, Kraken. $15 goals for Bjorky. Love it. Let's go. 2-1 Kraken. We don't got to worry about Gru giving up 3, 4, 5 goals. The Cord has only given up 1 so far, which is good. And let's get another one. Bang! 3-1. Yes! Are you kidding me? Brandon Montour. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Just like that. Bang, bang. Oh, my. Yes. Are you kidding me? Man, if I can get a Blazer win and a Kraken win in the same night, let's go. First with Bjorky. Let's go, Brandon. Hell yeah. Unassisted, Brandon Montour. Bjorky on the last goal, assisted by Chandler Stevenson and Vince Dunn. And Montour says, hey, let me show you what I can give you here in Seattle. Beautiful. Way to bring that electricity that we needed. We can score goals this year, but we just give up a lot. But now with Decord in there, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Yeah, but we got to be positive. We got to speak positive, and think good thoughts, not think, oh, we're going to fucking fuck up and lose the game at the end again. That was the old Kraken. And obviously that old Kraken team from last year still has carried over to this year where we will blow games. That's for sure. But it definitely feels like the goal scoring is a little bit better with the players that we brought in with like Montour, Stevenson, Kakko, and a few others. And again, we're not still able to have consistency game in and game out with some of our guys, but every once in a while you'll get Bjorky or you'll get Maddie or another individual that will step up or Tolvanen, and hopefully we can keep this up. But so far in the second period, being up 3-1, being one of the worst teams in the NHL, just like the Sharks, I'll take it. Again. We can't lose to this team. We already lost to the Ducks 2 days ago, and they're terrible just like us as well. But hopefully we can find a way to think good thoughts, think positive, and then we can find a way to win this matchup. 3-1 Kraken. Let's go. Nice job. Not often that the Kraken actually have a fucking lead. We'll take it. Any way we can get it, even if it's just temporary. Good save there by Joey. San Jose power play here with 1:44. Hopefully we can not give up a goal. Typically power plays are not something that is a strong suit for Seattle, but we'll see what we can do here. Wallman, Eklund, Wallman. And I wish that the broadcast, would show the name above the player on every game. I feel that it would be much easier to follow, for, not only novices, but, people that are very, familiar with it, because sometimes, depending on the screen that you're watching it on, it's hard to be able to see the numbers and, unless you can kind of tell body shape and whatnot. But it would be nice if they could end up doing like they're doing on the broadcast now, where they just have a little graphic, a little box above each player when the puck goes to each individual. Almost like kind of like a video game, like in the NHL series and whatnot. Is much easier to follow, and maybe that'll be something that in the future they'll do on more NHL broadcasts. But I kind of like it. It's much easier to be able to follow where the puck is going and who's got it, instead of just speculating or trying to zoom in your screen to see if you were right based off the number. Celebrini, little one-timer to Eklund, no good. It would be much easier for me to call, play-by-play and pass-by-pass if I knew, who was who. Because there's times where I want to, but I can't really tell, unless I can clearly see the number. But if they're, if you can only see the front of the jersey, it just has the logo. If I see the side of the jersey, I see, the little logo, and I might be able to see the number, but it's kind of small, depending on the screen that you're watching. So really the only time you can tell for sure, is if you see them from behind, and then you can see the number clearly big on the back. Fast break. Yeah! Bang! Another goal. Yes, we're winning this game. Hell yeah. Jaden Schwartz with a wrister. Alexiak with the assist. 4-1 Kraken. We're winning this one. I mean, if we can't beat one of the worst teams in fucking hockey, what are we doing? Let's go. And we were due for this. Sports gods knew I was going to be streaming this shit, right? And they're like, all right, we're going to make sure we're going to have a good performance for the NWSF. 4-1 Kraken. Nice job. Thank you for making it worth my time, based on a good performance for Seattle. Because obviously I could have done the Blazer game here, and Blazers are raking, and so are the Kraken. So that's good. Nice job by Jaden Schwartz. 3 goals on 3 shots. That is not normally Kraken hockey, but we'll take it. Let's go, baby. I love that. Let's keep it moving, baby. Bjorky, Brandon Montour, Jaden Schwartz. Woo! And it always seems like we end up having, different players pretty often when you watch the Kraken, and not every game, but it's pretty common that when we score 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, that it ends up being like a different player, scoring a goal. And then every once in a while, we'll get a guy that will score 2. But a lot of times, if we get 3, 4, or 5, even at 5, we might have 5 different Kraken members getting into the scoring column, which is good to be able to see that, it's more than just a couple guys that can put up goals for us. I love it. Stevenson, Bjorky, Montour, Schwartz. We're still waiting for Maddie, as well as a few others, but so far, so good. We'll take it. Heck yeah. McCann, Montour, Dunn, Kako, and Wright. It would be nice to see McCann or Matty Beniers get into the goal scoring column, and it's still early. This might be the best that we've done on limited shots in 2025. We got 4 goals off 11 shots, and knowing that it's been a rough year this year for the Kraken, that's got to be one of the best numbers so far. Oh, now you got to fight. Beat his ass. There we go. 4 Kraken on 1 Shark there, and now we got 2 Kraken beating up on a Shark, and then we got 2 other Kraken beating up another Shark. Now we got 2 on 2. Now there's another dog pile. We got 3 different fights. Let's go. Oh my. They started getting chippy there where there was 3 or 4 Kraken and 1 Shark member, and then all of a sudden it broke off into 3 separate fights. Oh baby. They are getting chippy. They are mad that they are getting whooped by the Kraken. Let's go. I was about to say, you knew a fight was going to come out at some point or another. Dunn trying to go for the haymakers and the uppercuts. Let's go. Yes, Dunn did. And there's gloves all over the place. There's helmets all over the place, gloves all over the place, sticks all over the place. It got rowdy right there. Started off with Decord. He ended up stopping the goal in net. And then obviously after the save, there was a push in the back to a Kraken player. And the Kraken were not going to deal with that. And now Vince Dunn just trying to beat that ass. Uppercut, uppercut. There was a little bit, because there was a little bit of like a stick, going into Decord after Decord saved it based off frustration. And then one of the Shark players pushed, Dunn or one of the under visuals. He turned around, and then obviously it was 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1. Then it split up into like 3 different separate fights, 1-on-1 over on the right, 1-on-1 in the middle, and then like 2-on-2, 3-on-3 on the left. But that is pretty rare to see almost the whole team, scrapping it out. But San Jose very frustrated, if they're going to be causing fights like that. But again, down 4-1. But it's nice to be able to see that we still got some tough guys. We got some enforcers, and we definitely won that fight. 4-1 Kraken. Now JT in the building. What's good? I was watching a little bit of the Kraken and the Portland Trail Blazers. 91-69 Blazers on the Orlando Magic, and Seattle Kraken up 4-1 against the Sharks. This might be one of the first times all year I've seen both of the teams actually winning at this point. Obviously, this game clearly far from being over, but the Blazers are definitely going to beat the Magic, and they're 5-1. They're about to improve to 6-1. Got Donovan Klingen in the game. That's my boy. 91-70 Blazers. 4-1 Kraken. The only teams that are playing right now are Red Wings, Oilers, knotted up at 2, end of the shootout. Blue Jackets and Golden Knights are tied up at 1 in the third, and then this game. Everything else is a final. And the Islanders won 3-0 against the Flyers. That ended a little while back. 91-71, Blazers up by 20. I love that. 32 seconds left in the third. Beat their ass. And now Kraken with the power play. Montour, Beniers, Stevenson, Schwartz, and Bjorkstrand. That's a fire line. And if we can keep playing like this, hell, we might be able to get to 6 or 7 goals before this game ends up ending. Yeah, definitely very chilly, man. Like even Paisley, we have like telepathy and like ESP. Like sometimes I don't even need to tell her, we have certain paths that we walk, and I can kind of tell, when she'll break off a normal walking route because it's cold, and it's been pretty chilly. Even the walk this morning with me and Paisley, it was 25. And I know for some of y'all, that's not, that cold. You guys are used to it in the Midwest and the East Coast, but for us in Oregon and Washington, that's fucking cold. And snow is coming right around the corner on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And then it was supposed to be for like 2 or 3 days next week, but the weather pattern keeps changing. So we're probably going to get 3 days in the next 10 days of some kind of snow or snow rain mix. But again, I ended up going to Safeway and getting some snacks. I got some extra bags of chips. Got some extra energy drink. I got a big ass family bag of Sour Patch Kids for like the Royal Rumble and just for games if I end up just wanting something to snack on. So definitely got all the shopping out of the way just in case the roads get bad. But if it ends up getting bad, I can always take a walk with or without Paisley and walk to the store. I got a store that's not too far from me, maybe a 10-minute walk. So 5-on-3 for the Kraken. Sharks are just in disbelief right now. We got Montour, Beniers, Stevenson, Schwartz, and Bjorky. We might be able to get another one here. I mean, fuck it, 5-on-3, why not? Yes. And what part of Washington are you in? I know you've mentioned it to me before, because quite a few people, on the channel live in Washington as well, like Reflect and yourself. But have you heard anything on your weather report on what might end up happening for you guys? Because right now on my weather report, it's 38 now, and Saturday and Sunday, rain and snow. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, partly cloudy, and then the following Friday, rain and snow again. But again, we'll have to see if it's going to actually stick or not. It might be minimal. So I'm looking here if it's going to show me, but I know I like the snow. Me and Paisley like it. I mean, obviously, if you got shit to do, you got to go to work, or you got important shit to do. The snow can be a fucking headache unless you got studded tires or chains or whatever, and you're prepared. But again, walking with Paisley, she loves it, and we love to be able to get out there and go on an adventure, regardless if it's rain, sleet, snow, or sunny skies. We're out there. McCann, Stevenson, and I'm glad that they're doing this graphic. They got a little square box above each player. Bang! And there's another goal. 5-1 Kraken on the power play. But hell, if you can't score on 5-on-3, again, what are we doing? Brandon Montour with another one. Let's go. We're bringing the electricity out. Hey, the sports gods are like, okay, this is going to be the first Kraken game of 2025 on the channel. Let's make it a good one. Let's make it a good one. Chandler Stevenson starting it off. And then we're starting to get goal after goal after goal. Let's go. Let's go. Brandon Montour again. Slap shot assisted by McCann and Stevenson. 5-1 Kraken. Is this real? Wow. Montour right. Kako, Tolvanen, and Beniers. Hell yeah. Let's go. This is not a common thing, but again, we will take it. And again, we needed something like this. It's been a real struggle this year, but again, it's starting to hopefully turn the corner. Blazers have turned the corner. They're going to be 6-1 in their last 7. And obviously, figuring out the situation in net is the first step after Decord. But again, I like the players on this team. Again, the team is a hell of a lot deeper than it was last year. Now it's just about bringing chemistry and being consistent. And then kind of being better at some of the things that we were shitty at, over the last few years, like the power play and face-offs won. There's still things that we definitely can improve on, but a lot funner to watch this team than it was last year, in my opinion. Especially with the additions of Chandler Stevenson, Montour, Kako. Even just with those 3 additions, it's a huge upgrade. 5-1 Kraken. Seattle power play. We still got another 30 to 40 seconds left. Maybe we can make it 6-1. Montour right, Kako, Tolvanen, and Beniers. Now it's 5-on-4. Tolvanen. Pass it back to Kako. Kako to Schwartz. Schwartz to right. And see, I love being able to see who it is so that way I can kind of call it a little bit better. Where the puck is going instead of trying to guess or just waiting for, a power play or a goal to be scored. But, that's something that I don't know, if the, Kraken or whoever is, managing the game, but they should be doing that for every NHL game, putting up the little logo and name above the player when they get the puck. I know that probably takes a hell of a lot of work for the graphics team, but it makes it that much more of an enjoyable experience for not only me, but a lot of other people, I think, as well. I mean, there's a big success in video games, and when you end up playing games like 2K and and FIFA and NHL and Madden, it's like it's kind of nice to be able to know who you're working with, and being able to integrate that into games would be cool. 16 shots on goal for the Sharks, 13 for the Kraken. 5 goals out of 13 shots. Is that good? You bet your ass it is. (94-77) Blazers with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Rip City, baby. Alexiak shot wide. And you can definitely tell the Sharks are probably going to fight us at least one more time today. I mean, they are pissed. Maybe the only way they prevent another, big power play advantage for Seattle, if they do approach a fight, is if they can get on the board here in the second period, and maybe they'll calm down a little. But they're definitely in desperation mode now. 5-1 Seattle. Larson, Alexiak, Stevens, Tanev, and Cartier in the line change. Yeah, and it seems like they're more willing to do it like on the bigger network. Like if it's on ESPN, they'll do it. But if it ends up being like on a team, a team channel, more than likely they're not going to do it. They might not have the right people in the building to do it. Montour. Alexiak on the wall. They're scrapping. Shot saved. Oh, getting chippy again. And Bjorky right there. Goalie's mask off his head. Onto the ice. Awesome. (5-1) Seattle, 8:12 left. Bjorky, McCann, Montour, Mahura, and Wright. Heck yeah. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 before the stream ends. And we're at 2:98 to go to hit the goal. Let's go. Take a look at some of the other scores to see if there's anything else going on. And prayers up for all the families, with that military chopper that collided into that, airplane crash where you had a lot of those figure skaters, coming back from the practice or the tournament, and they lost their lives. And there was, some special people that were on that plane as well, in that helicopter and whatnot. And crazy, because a lot of people were saying in that news that they thought that the airplane went into the helicopter, but the helicopter went into the airplane, based off the footage I saw. And some people think it might be some kind of like conspiracy or whatnot. But anytime you're flying at night, And they were also saying the people in the air traffic control were being overworked, where, they're working like 10 to 14-hour shifts. And one of the individuals that was in there was doing, one job that was made for 2 people. So I imagine there might be some changes after that horrible accident where people lost their lives. But prayers up to all of those individuals and families that were affected on that horrible plane crash, as well as helicopter crash that collided with each other yesterday. 4 goals in the first 7:52 this period. 96-77 Blazers. Let's go. Larson. Now we got a line change. Stevens, Mahura, Fleury, Kako, and Cartier. Maddie, a little limping a little bit there. We need 7 more to get to 20. We're at 13. Now we're at 14. 6 more to go to get to 20. Let's get there. Getting chippy against this wall right now. Get out of there. 16 shots on goal. Sharks got 1 goal off 16 attempts. Kraken got 15 attempts, 5 goals. I love it. Stevens, Tanev, Mahura, Fleury, and Cartier. And if you're just tuning in, it started off with Chandler Stevenson. Then obviously the Sharks tied it up with Carl Grunstrom. Then it went Bjorky, Montour, Schwartz, Montour. And the last Montour was off the power play when we had 5-3 advantage. And then it went 5-4. And again, nice to be able to see them play like this. And hopefully this will be a sign of things to come in the future. Less than 7 minutes to go here in the second period. Sharks with the turnover. Mahura, get it, baby. Line change, Stevenson, Bjorky, Montour, Tolvanen, Alexiak. And that looks like that's icing on the Sharks. Upcoming schedule tomorrow. No Kraken. No Blazers. We'll do Milwaukee Bucks and the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow at 5. Dame, Giannis going against Wemby. That should be interesting enough. Hopefully they all 3 put on a show. Line change, Alexiak, Stevenson, Bjorkstrand, Montour, and Tolvanen. Face off now. Montour, all smiles. Might be a hat trick night for him. Would still like to be able to see Jared McCann and Matty Beniers, kind of get in on the action. They've been a little quiet. Nine minutes left in the fourth quarter, 99-82 after that big bucket by the Blazers. Keep it going, up by 17. I like that. I mean, if any team was due a game like this, it's fucking Seattle. I mean, it's been really rough this year, so wish we were able to do this against the Ducks a couple days ago, but again, better late than never. I'll take it. But also, too, in that game, we had Grew and Ed, and then he got, obviously demoted after that particular performance. And, Joey has been, he's had his moments, too, this season where he's looked kind of bad, but overall, a little bit more consistent than obviously Grew. And I like what I'm getting here today. Defense, offense, a nice team effort from Seattle today. Commercial break. Flip it over here back to the Blazers. And we still haven't got a chance to see the first pick in the draft, Macklin Celebrini, and that's okay. He'll be able to show what he can do at some point or another. But so far, this 18-year-old phenom, just like Connor Bedard there on the Chicago Blackhawks, 41 games played, 36 points, 20 assists, 16 goals. That's phenomenal for that many games played. So this is the franchise player for San Jose moving forward, and I'm glad that they hit on their draft pick. That's a good question. Someone would look that up on Google, and they would probably be able to come up with an answer. Fourth game with 3+ points this season. He only had 2 last season. But obviously a bigger role, obviously, with Seattle, with so many studs, on the Vegas Golden Knights. Sometimes it's, you separate from a, all-star team like that, and any piece that we can get that is a good role player can really shine here in Seattle. About 5 minutes to go here in the second period. One of the best periods I've seen all year, as well as going into the end of 2024. 197 goals. Obviously, that should be the most in the NHL given up. The only team that we're better than in the standings, at least in our division. But hopefully that'll change. Natty with an attempt there. No good. Schwartz, Montour, Kakko, Beniers, Alexiak on the line change. Here we go. Good turnover. 2-on-2. Beniers, but blocked on the attempt. Defense looks a little bit better in this game also, not just with Decord, but, the team in general. Kakko. Schwartz. Alexiak. Montour. Stevenson. Stevens. Kakko save. Another attempt. Beniers. Kakko, Stevens, Montour, Alexiak, Schwartz. Less than 4 minutes to go. Ride shotgun. That's a good question. Unless it goes back to like the, Bonnie and Clyde days where, the person that was sitting in the passenger seat would, be the one with the gun, looking out, where you would have the driver trying to go on the getaway, and, you'd have the person on the lookout with the gun on the passenger seat, something of that nature, maybe. I have no idea, but that would be my kind of guess, back in like the old school times, that maybe that has some kind of correlation, but that could be also wrong. But could be something of that nature, back in the kind of gangster era. Or it might be something completely different. 3 minutes to go, 5-1 Kraken. Stevens, Tanev, Mahura, Schwartz, and Montour. So there you go. So I was kind of right, I didn't really know exactly, where, but I figured it had something to do like that, where you would have someone that would be driving, and then the other person would be, on the lookout for protection and whatnot. So. Off his skate. About 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Not sure if we're going to be able to add on another goal before the period ends, but 11 straight shots on goal for the Kraken. Make that 12. 24 shots on goal for the Kraken, only 17 for the Sharks. Line change, Larson, Dunn, Tolvanen, Bjorkstrand, and Stevenson. Finish strong here. Three on three. Kovalenko to Cece. Good save there by Joey. Oh, Seattle, Colorado, Calgary, Vancouver, Utah, St. Louis, Anaheim, Seattle, Nashville in the Western Conference wildcard. But I don't think anyone anticipates Seattle. Like I saw a graphic, they were at like 1%, and then they went up to like 2 or 3%. So it's not like Seattle's making the playoffs this year. But if we can just gradually get better and play with some heart and some effort like today, eventually, hopefully down the road, we'll be in the playoffs one day. Another line change, Burakovsky, McCann, Wright, Mahura, and Fleury. Last 21 games, 7-13-1. That's a shit record. Second worst in the NHL. 357 points percentage, which is not good either. But today, fantastic. But last 21 games, we have been hurting. We've been getting fucked up and roughed up. But today, whole nother ball game. Good steal there by the Kraken. Burakovsky, McCann, Wright, Mahura, Fleury, go. Got about 40 seconds to go, 38 seconds to go. McCann, one-on-one, and stuffed. That was actually a good look, one-on-one by Jared McCann there. But just couldn't get it in. Top shelf. Good defense there by the Sharks. 107-86 with 4:48 left in the fourth. Rip City, let's go. Oh, good save by Joey. Good save. Alexiak helping out with the defense too to get in the way. One-timer stuffed again. Get it, Joey. There you go. Good stuff. There we go, baby. Nice job. You the man. Little 2-on-2 action and poked away at the last minute. End of the second period, 5-1 Kraken. That was one of the best periods that I've seen all year, as well as going back into last year. Nice job, Kraken. Fantastic. 111-86 Blazers with a few minutes left. So I'm going to switch to that until intermission is over. Go here and I'll watch the last 5 minutes of this Blazer game, and then by the time that is up, then we'll probably be pretty close to being back to the third period for the Kraken. But a pretty enjoyable performance here by the Blazers and by the Kraken, and hopefully this is not the last time that I can see the teams play like this in a positive manner. Yeah, I agree. We even said this a couple years ago. I just, we're not good enough in net. It's just need to have better players there. And it shows you if you get a capable guy in net and then the scoring is there, then, but again, I don't think he deserves to be on the team if we want to move forward. If you want to be nice about it, and try to keep him hanging around. But, I mean, it's not really doing our team any favors. It's like kind of keeping us and holding us back. So, if anything, if we can, find someone in, Coachella or anyone that doesn't give up 3, 4, 5 goals, I'm here for it. So, I think he's a cool dude. But, again, enough is enough. So, at this point, I don't even want him on the team. I'd rather just have him move on. Well, we went over this a couple years ago, and you wanted to argue with me and saying, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And now, fast forward a couple years later, it's happening. Our goalies aren't good enough. And even with Decord, he's doing good today, But, again, if the Kraken want to be a good team, we need to be better. Regardless on if it's someone from Coachella. I mean, again, I got ESP, but I can't look into the future 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now and know what phenom is playing in Russia or Canada that might be the first pick in the draft that will be our franchise goalie. I don't have that information. I'm not Marty McFly. It's not Back to the Future. I don't have the almanac. But what I do know is that the goalie play for the last couple years really hasn't been up to par. Again, if we want to be able to be a playoff team, we can't have goalies, regardless of what their name is, give up 3, 4, or 5, period. So, I think he's a cool dude, but again, every time comes where players suck and you got to move on, period. Layup off the glass is good. 115-86 Blazers. But again, I'm in this position on this channel, based on where I'm at, not by just luck. I definitely read, watch the film, and again, it's not like a lot of these things are brand new to me. I've watched a lot and I've read a lot. And again, I'm not going to know everything. I'm not going to be right about 100% of every single thing that's out there. But I'll tell you this, compared to anybody else that's on YouTube, that covers sports and wrestling, I would definitely match up with anyone. And I don't really feel that anyone is, on that level, because I feel that, if you really want to be the best of the best, you have to put in a lot of work. And I feel like a lot of the YouTubers, they cut corners. The people that are on Twitch, the people that are on YouTube, they want to be able to steal information. They want to be able to cut corners and not watch the film themselves, not read the articles, not watch the blogs and the vlogs. And, the only way that you're really going to understand is if you put in the work. And I feel that there's a lot of people that stream that are a little lazy. They want to cut the corners, and the people that don't, you can definitely tell those people that put in that work. And there's definitely people other than me that put in a lot of hard work, and it shows. 116.86 Blazers. Layup off the glass is good. 116.88 with about 2 minutes to go. And a lot of times, history repeats itself, regardless if the names are different and the players are different. A lot of times, similar situations in sports repeat itself, from the 80s to the 90s to current. So you just have to be able to read in between the lines. Not everything is just black and white in sports. Sometimes there's a gray area with stats and analytics, and that's what I'm a pro at. There's not going to be too many people that are on my level on that besides maybe Reflect on the channel. It's about going deeper and finding that extra information to give you a good conclusion on, being able to come up with better predictions by going deep on the stat line. And then the deeper you go, the more accurate you can be with your predictions and be correct. We got 1:38 left here in the fourth. 116.88 Blazers. And you got to realize, I don't give a shit about being correct all the time over someone else. I just want to be able to give the information that needs to be given. Again, people are biased. I'm trying to teach people not how to be biased. I just call it how I see it, regardless if it's my team or someone else's team. I just want to give a fair evaluation on how things are going. Some people take it as an attack, if they're insecure about their players or their teams. And it also depends on where the information is coming from. Some people just like to talk shit and argue, but I'm never in the business here on this channel to argue or talk shit or make someone feel like shit about their team or their players. I'm going to criticize my own players and my own team when they deserve to be criticized, but I'm also going to give them love when they deserve to have love. So, it's never going to be any type of favoritism, even for my favorite teams and players. If they fuck up, you're going to hear about it, and again, and when things are not going good, you're going to hear about it. It doesn't matter if it's my team or someone else's, and then when things are going good for your guys' team or my team, you're going to know that too. I think a lot of, people, they want to be able to be told what they want to hear, but, you got to be honest. And sometimes people can't take the honesty on what's really going on, That's facts. There's a lot of people that, they want to spin a narrative, who the hell wants to hear that the Dallas Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl and win every single year? That gets fucking old, people arguing on TV over just dumbass things that don't even matter, and they should be switching the platform to, more stats and analytics and things that are actually true instead of just arguing over things that will never happen, Like sports talk is dead. That's on TV and podcasts. It doesn't exist anymore. I mean, unless you're like 50, 60, 70 years old, and, that's something that you enjoy. But even that crowd that was targeted for sports talk is not really into Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless anymore. Facts. Free throw jumper, air ball, and out of bounds. 1:25 left in the fourth. Step back jumper is good. 117.90 with 1 minute left. Blazers pouring it on. Up by 29. Let's go. Stay on him. In and out, no good. Get that rebound. Air ball by the Magic. Turnover. Here we go. Awesome win. $119-90. Nice job, Blazers. Let's go. All right, let's flip it back now, since obviously this game is over. We got one more period left to complete the journey. 5-1 Kraken, but we still got a few minutes before we get back into the action. Nice job, Blazers. Fuck yeah. All right, so I can click off that now. All right, Blazers. I mean, we're better than the Kraken are as far as, you know, record-wise, but still, it's not like the Blazers or the Kraken are making the playoffs. But again, the Blazers are 6-1 in the last 7 games, so they're starting to put it together. But again, both teams are still bad. But Blazers are playing a little bit better than the Kraken as far as consistency late. Let me see what Paisley wants. If she wants to come in and visit Daddy. I hear you. Hi, baby. Come in here. Good girl. Good. Got some kisses from Paisley. She's ready for Dad. You still got to go on a late walk. It'll probably be like 10 something. Let's see what the temperature is outside. What do we got here? So it's 39 right now, but when we go walk, it'll probably be closer to 30, but we'll take it. We got 6 minutes left here before the third period starts. Let's go Kraken. Volume back on here. One more period to go, and hopefully the Kraken can add on at least another goal or two, which would be great. But if not, you know, if we can keep it 5-1, that would be awesome. But if we can get to 6 or 7, I mean, why not, based on how we're playing? But this man right here is making things much easier for us. 20 shots on goal. 1 goal given up, and it wasn't even really them that got it. It was really off our own skate of one of our players. So they haven't really got a clean shot on Joey Decourt all night. So I'll take that. 5-1 Kraken. Let's go. Now, that's why, when we end up doing streams for, hockey or NBA or NASCAR, or wrestling, we have to be very selective because, again, sometimes we might get a decent, crowd in the room, but maybe the donos are extremely low, or maybe the donos are really high, but we have a low, count in the room. Everything has to be, calculated. Like I said, this is not just me doing this for fun. This is my full-time job. So, if we end up having nights that are a little light with people in the room or the donos, I have to take that in consideration the next time around. Because again, I don't know anyone on planet Earth that can survive off $2. Again, you can't even get a hamburger for $2. So again, in the future, we'll evaluate and see what we got. And obviously, we got a few months until we get into baseball season for the Mariners, which we'll be doing pretty much every day in April. All the way into September or October. But from obviously the end of January into March, depending on what we do, will be closely monitored by the stats. And again, I'm going to try to make everyone as happy as I possibly can. But again, I have to be able to survive, and again, a lot of people are doing much better than me. I just need to be able to pay the basic things to keep going. So keep that in mind. End of the second period, 5-1 Kraken. It looks like we only have a couple minutes left. What the line is going to be when we come out here in the third period. Looks like it's going to be Schwartz, Alexiak, Montour, Kako, and Beniers. I'm going to throw a Natty photo up and maybe a McCann, maybe give them a little luck. Come on, Maddie. We're about to get started here in the third period. We gained a sub. Always good to gain subs, regardless of what we're doing. 95 to go to hit 20,800. All right, third period. 5-1 Kraken. Let's keep it going. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Third period. Let's finish strong, and then tomorrow we'll do the Bucks and Spurs or an NFL stream at 5 o'clock Pacific for like an hour or two. You know, we'll see if there's any NFL news that's like groundbreaking, like the Pete Carroll hire, that would be worth doing a stream off of. But sounds like the Saints are pretty locked in on Kellen Moore, and so if that's the case, we're going to have to wait till the Super Bowl is over before they hire him. And so probably the Bucks and the Spurs, Dame, Giannis, and Wemby. And Saturday we'll do the Royal Rumble, and then on Sunday we'll do the NASCAR Cup Series first race of the year in 2025. So, and then Monday will be Monday Night Raw. So, and then once we get back into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, that'll be an opportunity for Blazers, Kraken, or a freestyle NFL stream based on the news and what's going on. All right, let's see what we got here on the line. We got Schwartz, Alexiak, Montour, Kakko, and Beniers. $25 shots on goal for the Kraken, 20 for the Sharks. Bad we can't play the Sharks every fucking night. Feels a lot better being on the the winning end rather than the losing end and looking up, being down 5-1. All right, with line change, Burakovsky, McCann, Mahura, Wright, and Fury. Decord with the save. Nice job by Joey. Keep it up. 23 goals in the last 5+ home games for the Kraken. Another line change. Mahura, Wright, Fleury, Burakovsky, and McCann. Good aggressiveness here by Seattle. Another line change. Alexiak, Burakovsky, Montour, Stevens, and Cartier. Kind of feels like Matty Beniers and these two guys right here, it kind of feels like they've taken a little bit of a, not necessarily a step back overall with their game, but, with the new additions of like Montour and Stevenson and Kakko and some of the others that are, kind of producing a little bit more than those guys, it feels like they've been, I don't want to say left back in the dust a little bit, but, we know Matty and Jared McCann are super capable of being very good with goals and assists and, just being a great team player, both of them. But I want to be able to see a little bit more out of both of those guys. It's like, they have the talent to do it, but, obviously roles have to be changed a little bit when you're bringing in new players to the roster. That's for sure. Alexiak, Burakovsky, Montour, Stevens, and Cartier in this line. 16 minutes left here in the third. 5-1 Kraken. CC. All right, Natty in the game now. Beniers, Kakko, Montour, Alexiak, and Schwartz. Kakko just wide right. Decent shot there. Now the Sharks with a little fast break. 2-on-3. And Decord with the save. Nice job, Joey. Another line change, Schwartz, Alexiak, Montour, Kako, and Beniers. I mean, we were definitely used to rely on, McCann and Beniers heavy. And again, now we have guys that can, score a little bit more frequently and be a little bit more into the game with Montour and Stevenson. They're just, again, we hope that, Maddie can pan out to the player that we drafted him from Michigan and to be like, the face of the franchise. But again, it's just about being able to find the right line, the right rhythm. But it's not like I'm going to lose hope in Beniers or McCann, but you definitely have seen like more consistent play game in and game out by Stevenson and Montour. And thank God, because if those guys weren't there, I can only imagine what our record would be if we didn't have Kako, we didn't have Stevenson, we didn't have Montour, and if we essentially had almost the same type of team as last year, we would be maybe the worst team in the NHL or pretty close. Again, right now we're bottom 5, bottom 6, but we probably would be, obviously right there with the Sharks and the Ducks, pretty much is where we're at right now anyways. But again, if we didn't have those 3 players alone, I assume that we would probably have, 5 or 6 less wins right now, easy. Maybe even more than that. So I'm definitely happy about the new additions this year. Line change, Schwartz, Alexiak, Montour, Kako, and Beniers. Don't want to say that McCann or Beniers is a failure, but definitely a little, I think for most Kraken fans, it's a little disappointing. We expected a little bit more consistency and growth, to get better and better, based off the status of those players and their name. But at least we have other guys that have been able to step into the role and score goals and assist on a more regular basis. But hopefully those guys will improve and help out with the team too. 27 shots on goal for the Kraken, 24 for the Sharks. We've got about 13 minutes left here in the third in firm control, up 4 goals on the Sharks. Schwartz, Alexiak, Montour, Kako, and Beniers. Decord with a fantastic game. 24 shots on goal, only 1 goal given up, and it really wasn't even from a Shark player. Off our own player's skate that pretty much went in. We'll take that. Montour with the pass breakup. Seems like him and Stevenson are always involved in something when they're on the ice, which is great to see. Smith trying to poke that in. Go Cartier. Tanev is there. All right, line change. Schwartz, Montour, Dunn, Tanev, and Beniers. Shot off the glass and wide. Another opportunity here for the Kraken. Less than 12 minutes to go, and the Sharks score. Unbelievable. It was just a matter of time. Tyler Toffoli with the goal with a wrister. 5-2 Kraken. All right, Toffoli, I see you. And nice shot by Toffoli there past the cord. Yeah. Well, we never said he was a failure, so don't put words in my mouth. You know, are you okay? You've definitely been like on edge, and you've definitely. It seems like something is wrong. Are you okay? Like mentally and like physically, everything okay with you? Like you've been definitely like super argumentative and like edgy and wanting to like challenge everybody in the room, including myself, on like every single topic. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Like, you know, again, we were all used to hanging around with each other, you know, day in and day out for some of us, you know, but if something is wrong, you know, you can let me know, you know, or let people in the room know. But you definitely are, it seems like you're not yourself lately. And I hope that everything is, you know, okay in your life, in your personal life, and obviously at work and with Ollie and at home. But I don't know what's going on with you, but I hope things get better if something is going on. But you definitely have seemed like a little on edge lately. And I hope things are okay. If I didn't care, I wouldn't bring it up. 5-2 Seattle. And I know I'm not the only one that has noticed that. "11 minutes to go here in the third period. 5-2 Seattle." Mahura, Fleury, Tolvanen, Stevenson, and Bjorkstrand. Oh, nice check there on the wall. Fake slap shot there. Get it, Joey. Bjorkstrand, recover that. Mahura, Fleury, Tolvanen, Stevenson, and Bjorkstrand. 28 shots on goal for the Kraken, 26 for the Sharks. So they've caught up pretty close now. Another line change: Alexiak, Burakovsky, McCann, Montour, and Wright. All right, we're more than halfway through the third period now. 9:32 left in the third period. Larson, Dunn, Stevens, Tanev, and Cartier. $9:32 left. Now 9:15 with the line change. Larson, Dunn, Stevens, Tanev, and Cartier. Eklund, good save. Maddie with the puck here. 9:09 left in the third period. Larson, Dunn, Stevens, Tanev, and Cartier. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, if you end up getting tired, again, hockey on YouTube isn't really, I feel like it's one of those things that's very hit or miss, But now when we get into like the NHL playoffs and there's more on the line, then, there's a little bit more energy there. But, I feel like regular season NHL is kind of similar to the NBA. It kind of depends on the matchup. And sometimes it will make you a little sleepy and you kind of doze off, unless it's like a real big rivalry matchup or whatnot. But as far as like, YouTube in general, I don't think a lot of people have had a whole lot of success with the NHL. I don't know. Maybe it's just too early into the regular season. Once things go into the playoffs, things might be, a little bit better. But I don't blame you if you're tired or snoozing off. And again, tomorrow, Bucks and Spurs or an NFL stream, one of the two. Royal Rumble on Saturday, NHL or NASCAR on Sunday for the first race, and then Monday Night Raw on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will see. 7:42 left in the third, and another goal. There we go. Stevenson, Bjorkstrand, Mahura, Fleury, and Tolvanen. And we got another goal for the Kraken. Let's go. Let's go. Tolvanen with another one. Rister, 6-2 Kraken. Let's go. Yes, sir. Awesome. 6-2 Kraken. STL in the building. What's good? What's good, brother? How's work? How are you? 15th goal this season, 4-game goal streak for Tolvanen. Great to see. 6-2 Seattle. Mahura, Fleury, Tolvanen, Stevenson, and Bjorkstrand. All right, we got a little commercial break. Nice. Happy early birthday. Should be a fun next few days, especially with a lot of the events that are going on. For me personally, it's really looking forward to Royal Rumble and NASCAR finally being back, even though it's not the Daytona 500, but still short track clash at the Bowman Gray, 5 o'clock Pacific on Sunday on Fox. So again, I'm going to try to do as much as I can with NASCAR on Sundays, because usually there's nothing really to do once the NFL season ends. And I really like to have something to look forward to at the end of the week as we transition into Monday. So I'm going to try to do almost every race as I can until we get into like baseball season. Then if the Mariners are on, that will take more of a priority depending on the race. And then as we get further along into obviously the summer and the fall, but I definitely want to be able to get back into it. It's going to be a lot of work, but with like the photos and whatnot, but it should be a lot of fun. We got a line change. We got Dunn, Larson, Stevenson, Tolvanen, and Bjorkstrand. Congratulations, 24. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. If you could do that for me, SDL, that would be greatly appreciated. We're a few away from 20. Where are we at right now? We're at like 16 or 17. So if you are in the room right now and haven't smashed that like button, if we can get to 20, that would be great. We're at 17, so we only need 3 more to hit the goal before the game ends. So I think that's pretty doable. Let's get there, baby. And we're at 2. We have 98 to go. And that's why, like with hockey streams, again, it's very hit or miss, just like sometimes with NBA and other things. I already know the stats and the analytics, but again, if, I'm going to be trying to cater and to do something, we got to get the results in return, otherwise, I could have maybe done Blazers and maybe we would have been at a different number, with the likes or the subs or the donos. So everything has to be taken into mind when we end up doing these filler streams. 6-2 Seattle, 4-goal lead with a 5-shot advantage, 32-27. Dunn, Larson, Stevenson, Tolvanen, and Bjorkstrand. But, based on other YouTubers and from, Valhalla and others that Sarah has talked to, it sounds like NHL streams, as far as streamers on YouTube, have not been too kind to a lot of people. It's been pretty rough, based off of support. So it's not just going to be, a me thing. It's going to be, I think, just streamers in general. Might be just a little bit too early for people to be getting invested into hockey on YouTube. But maybe when we get closer to the playoffs, it'll, spike a little bit. But it's not like the same like football, based off results and interest. 5:01 left in the third. Tanev, Mahura, Fleury, Cartier, and Beniers. Rumble is on Saturday, so I would assume it'll be, probably 3 to 4 hours, but it's on in the afternoon on Saturday, so. Two on two, 3 on 3, poked away there by the Sharks. Yeah, Royal Rumble is Saturday, NASCAR Sunday, Monday Night Raw Monday. That's what we're doing. So, and again, if those things don't apply to you, that's totally fine. Again, we're going to have people that do want to be here and that like those things that will support. And if those things don't suit you, then we'll see you when we end up doing something that does. Power play, 4:55 left, 6-2 Seattle. Tanev, Mahura, Fleury, Cartier, and Beniers. Yeah, and again, I mean, if you got, John is struggling with it, Valhalla is struggling. Like I said, I just feel like, certain sports do better, for streams than others, and I don't know. It's just I don't think hockey to me is necessarily boring, but I feel like if there's only a certain small percentage that are watching the games, you got to think about, okay, how many people are consistently watching, right? And then how many of those people are actually going to go on YouTube and try to watch it with other people? So if they're already kind of having like a, kind of a small turnout, just, consistent watchers watching, you're probably going to even have a lower amount that are going to go on YouTube to actually watch with other people. So until we maybe get closer to the playoffs, there's always going to be diehards that are going to watch, games, but not every person that watch games in their room or in their, house is necessarily going to go on YouTube to watch the game with others. Sometimes people just, watch the game and that's just all they do. So I get it. 4:49 left in the third, 6-2 Seattle. Macklin's father, Rick Celebrini. But again, the stats don't lie, and again, I have to, if I was just doing this for fun, then, obviously shit, wouldn't be, so calculated and whatnot. But I mean, out of like the 3 Kraken games that we've done, we win what, $0, $0, and $2. That's not going to be able to pay my bills and to be able to, make things work for me, we got to be higher than that, so that's why we always have to be able to kind of trial and error and try things out. But I think that's going to be, if people are wondering why I do the certain things that I do, it's, always has to look back at the stats on every single thing that we do. Less than 4 minutes to go on the Shark power play. 6-2 Seattle. Especially if I'm putting in a lot of time and effort and energy. I don't want to feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I don't want to feel like I'm putting in all this blood, sweat, and tears and, not getting the results that I feel like, and it's not like I feel that, you're going to get to 100 in the goal every day. I'm definitely not thinking that, but again, 0, 0, and 2 is not, that's not good enough to keep continuing to do this like every day. You got to think of other things that might be able to attract, a bigger audience and to be able to get possibly more subs and views and donos. So unfortunately, the NHL is just not really a popular thing on YouTube right now. But maybe things will get better later on. So Larson, Alexiak, Stevens, Tanev. And we got a 5-on-4. Thunderstrom, CC, Kunin, Zetterford, and Smith. One-timer by CC. Wide right. 3:06 left in the third period. Still in the power play for the Sharks. Great win for Seattle here tonight. 7th youngest roster in the NHL. Average age of the Shark players, 27 years old. Zetterlund. And a nice glove save by Decord. And that's another reason why we don't do NHL. Hate. And the funny thing is whenever you get people that say shit like that, they can't do any better. People just love to complain and be negative. It's like embedded in everyone's fucking DNA. It's like it's easy to be a hater, and it's like it takes effort to be a good person and actually be a nice human being. But again, that's how it goes. Haters are gonna hate. All right, we got less than 2 minutes to go. 1:45 left. Stevenson, McCann, Mahura, Fleury, and Beniers. And again, if you're thinking about it, like out of all sports that are out there, if you can't see, who each individual player is and they don't have it highlighted above, it's going to be difficult to be able to call every pass, per player to player if you can't tell who the fuck they are. Again, if the NHL made it more simple for people to be able to see, for fans and people calling the game, then it would be a little bit better of an experience, based on where the puck is going for each particular pass and shot. But, you can only do what you have what you're able to work with. If you can't see who the fucking players are, how are you supposed to call the passes? Yeah, and the answer is that you don't, until you can actually see who it is. Facts. I mean, NHL is not the same as like calling an NBA game or an NFL game or, any other sport. It's completely different. But it's okay. Haters are going to hate. Doesn't bother me. Another one to add to the list. 1:03 left here in the third period. Another line shift and a change. Alexiak, Burakovsky, Montour, Tolvanen, and Wright. All right, we're down to the last 30 seconds here. Great Kraken win. Lots of good opportunities for each individual, and Joey Decord, fantastic performance in net. Captain in the building, what's good? I mean, again, if they would be able to have the little graphic above every player as the puck goes to them, I would be able to go even more in depth, based on every pass and, every shot. But again, if they don't have that graphic up, it's going to be hard to be able to, see. And I would rather be able to call what I can see instead of just randomly naming off names that I think that it is and it's not. So, I want to be as accurate as possible instead of just trying to wing it and, and say the wrong names at the wrong time. So. But again, I feel that I'm one of the most versatile that is on YouTube, that I can pretty much do anything. But again, NHL is one of those kind of, it's a little bit tougher. It's not as easy as the NBA or the college football or the NFL or wrestling or really anything else that we do, And then with NASCAR, the cars are, they're, lapping each other. There's only so much commentary that you can have. That's why they usually have 2 or 3 guys in the booth, so that way they can go over like kind of backstories and whatnot. It's not like you're going to be able to consistently talk by yourself NASCAR in like a 500 lap fucking race and you're just continuously talking for 4 hours straight. It doesn't work like that. So, but a final score of 6-2 Kraken. Great win. No worries, man. Good to see you, bro. And again, tomorrow I think we're gonna do the Bucks and the Spurs more than likely with Dame, Giannis, and Wemby. That's the best matchup tomorrow at 5:00 Pacific. Either that or an NFL stream. Then we got the Senior Bowl in the morning, and then we'll do WWE Royal Rumble on Saturday. Sunday we're gonna do NASCAR. It'll be the first race of the season. Monday, we're going to do Monday Night Raw. And then once we get back to Tuesday, maybe it'll be Blazers or another NBA game or the Kraken or some type of freestyle stream. We'll kind of go from there. But appreciate every single one of y'all that liked, sub, donated, commented, and shared. And hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. But I do appreciate all the people that came through to show love. And again, final score, they're Kraken 6, Sharks 2. And again, more than likely, we'll be live tomorrow at 5:00 Pacific for either NFL freestyle stream or the Milwaukee Bucks with Dame and Giannis going against Wemby and the Spurs. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.